All right, so in this video, we're going to be doing Jeeves. This is a hack the box lab here. As you can see here, it's rated at medium. This is a retired box, so I do want to be clear that because it is retired, you are allowed to create videos. If it wasn't, then hack the box can do the copyright. But because it's retired, according to their own rules, they allow you to do walkthroughs as long as the walkthroughs don't reveal the flags, which I will not reveal, but I will show you the walkthrough, of course. All right, so first thing we're going to do is take a look at the our host IP address, which is right here. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and come over to my Kali Linux terminal. I'm going to make a folder called Jeeves just to keep things neat and organized. And then after that, I am then going to input my outhost up here. So I'm tracking that. And then you click File, New Tab, and what that'll do is it'll open up a new tab, as you see here on the right. If you've never used this function or feature, you should, because it allows you to keep the whole terminal organized rather than having 6 terminals open, 6 separate windows. You have 1 terminal open, and you could just have that terminal separated by tabs. So the R host will put in the IP address of the R host for the hacked box right here. All right, great. So now that we have that organized, next thing we're going to do is begin the walkthrough. All right, next thing we're going to do is run some in-map scans. And I have a few scripts here that will help us automate some of this. Let me go ahead and copy them over here to my location. All right. So if you've never done any type of bash scripting, I highly recommend that you do a course on it, learn how to bash script. It only helps in automating some of the manual tasks. But this first one is the enumeration script. If I open it up, what it does is it'll run a Rust scan. So Rust is faster than Nmap. And then after that, we'll run an Nmap scan and output to a host text file. Then we'll do a full scan, and then we'll do a UDP scan. And the reason we're doing it in this order is because Rust is fastest. So you want the fastest run running first, so you can identify the ports. Secondly, you want your next scan to run scripts, so you can understand which protocols or services are hosted on those ports. And then next, you want to run a full scan, make sure that you cover everything, and then your UDP scan to make sure you didn't miss anything, because UDP, sometimes you'll miss it. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. Now, if you plan to use this, do note you have to install Rust, which maybe I'll provide that and provide you a link so you could download this. But you have to install Rust. It's not hard to install. It's very easy. Yeah. So anyhow, this is the bash script. Once you download it, you'll have to, and I guess I could provide you a link to my GitHub so you could grab it, download it. You have to do chmod. So do ls chmod plus x enum script. All right, and then after you run chmod enum script, backslash, I think it's /, enum script. And it's asking what's the remote host. And since we identify that our host is up here, remember it's easier to see it than having to go back to the hack the box window. I'll put in the IP address for the remote host. Now it's doing a quick scan, and it's even going to output it here to this text file, which is nice. So we'll let that scan run real quick, and while it's running, we'll go ahead and take a look at the next script here. So this is enum directories. So I'm going to open this one. What this does is it'll run an nmap scan against the target ports that are hosting some type of, did I do anything? Let me click out of this. There we go, yeah. So it's going to run a scan against those ports to identify the services. Then you're running HTTP methods to determine some vulnerabilities within that web server or directory. And then you have your URL for Nikto. So Nikto is quick at finding like little vulnerabilities in either directory structures or some type of CVEs. So if I could quickly find the vulnerability, then that'd be great. And if not, then we're running dir to actually do a directory brute force, you have fuff, which does pretty much the same thing as dir, but much faster, and then go buster. And you want 3 different tools to run because it's possible that one of them will miss something, so the other tool might pick it up. You want it in this order because, you want your scan that's going to take the slowest amount of time first, and then the scan is going to take the longest amount of time last, right, as you do everything. So I'm going to go ahead and click out of this and go back to my script here. You can see that it says it's still running the Rust scan. It's probably done with the Rust scan. So it's probably running to the nmap scan, which takes the longest. And then you see this, and this is like, Danny, this is a lot of stuff. But if you can see, it's already identified 3 ports that are open. We'll give it a little bit longer because there's another port that we need to exploit. So we'll just exit out of it, let that run a little bit longer, and give that a second. All right, so let's take a look at the output here. You can see that the in-map scan has finished, and it's identified some ports. Additionally, we have the output here in these files. So if I wanted to take a look at the Rust scan, for instance, at the very bottom, you can see it's identified port 50,000 is open. So we'll take a look at that one because if you've ever done Hack the Box, you'll know that they typically don't put the vulnerabilities in port 80, right? Not most of the time it's going to be an odd port, it's going to be an odd service, it's going to be named after whatever the box is going to be named after whatever service is running on that port. So that's typically how they do it. And so if we go here and we look at the output here, you can see that 50,000 is running Jetty, right? And that grabs your attention because this Jetty right here, it must be, and of course the host is Jeeves, it must be something that we need to look at. Whereas port 80 is running Ask Jeeves, which again is something we would look at, and using the enumeration script, we can do that quickly. Now, there's something I wanted to show you guys because I just spent a good amount of time uploading these scripts to my GitHub. So if you didn't know, I have a GitHub. And this is it right here. So you can actually go and follow this link to enum scripts. And I post both these scripts here and a README. And then README Markdown just says, hey, these are the prereqs. Download this, make it executable, and then make sure you input the IP of the host and the port, right? And that's how you run it. So if you want these files, go get them. These are files, this is stuff I've learned throughout my time studying for the EJPT, studying for the OSCP. This is not proprietary to those courses, but just something that I've learned along the way, doing the Pen 100, learning how to bash script, and it was a journey to create those. It's not something that I just created overnight, right? But let's take a look at that. They also have SMB. Here you can see the UDP scan run, and it's identified, didn't identify any additional ports, but this is all great information, right? So go ahead and still use this one, right? We'll actually rename this here to enum. So this is our enum terminal, and next we'll make another terminal, and this one's going to be our directory terminal. Dir enum. So now this is where we're going to put our dir enum scans, and this is how we keep it neat, guys. This is how we keep it so our terminals aren't being all cluttered up. So next we'll do chmod +x enum and directories. All right, so if I run that, then we'll go ahead and run that script. And once I run it, it's going to ask me for the IP address. So we have the IP address here. Again, good reason why we put that there. All right, 14.11. And actually, that's my IP address. That's not the one we want. So we want 10.10.63. All right. And it's asking for port number. Well, we know from the scripts that port 80 is running. Oh, geez. Oh, so this is our host. All right, so we'll actually, the our host one has our scans. So we know port 80 and then 50,000 is running. So let's run it on 50,000. 2, 3. All right. And you can see it's already run a wget. So wget's telling me what the code is. 404 not found. We're just checking this real quickly to see if we see anything crazy. And next, we'll go ahead and you'll be asked for your sudo password and just input it so that it can run the scans as a sudo, okay? All right, and once you do that, it should run. So give that a second. For that to run. You can see it's running Nikto right now. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and while that scan is running, this is the great part about having scripts is that I can save time by taking a look at the findings instead of waiting for, and instead of having to manually enter these scans and review them, I can start, working the target, so to speak here. So 63, 50,000. We know this is HTTP. I'll go ahead and take a look at the port. Of course, we're gonna get a 404, but we're just gonna see what it looks like. So here you can see it's powered by Jetty. It's got a version number. It's got some type of shot here. I don't know what that is, but actually this is a link to the Jetty website, but this is not our target. This is just where you would go to find the repo. And what we want to do is run the nm scan on this, and of course that's what we're doing right now. It's running the right now it's running Nikto on it, but we'll just give that a second as it is enumerating. All right, we'll let it run, but with the power of editing and just moving forward, the directory we're interested in here is called Ask Jeeves. So Ask Jeeves, that's the one that's running on port 50,000. So if we go to it, we can see this is the page here. Next thing we're gonna do is just click around, see if we're able to run any kind of commands. Let's see what kind of options it gives us here. Actually, we'll go back one. Build history, credentials, manage Jeeves, build executioner status, manage Jeeves. Here we go, Jeeves CLI. Let's try that one, or should we try the script console? Try the script console as well. See what else they have. Let's check this triple console, see what that looks like. That's not what we wanted. All right, create a new item here. Then we put in test. Freestyle projects. Sure. Execute Windows bash command. And then this is where we'll put in the bash command here. All right, so we'll use PowerShell to, actually we'll use some type of PowerShell command, and we'll go and locate the nc.exe, which I should have on this computer, which I do. Okay, so that's on my desktop. So what we can do is cp, or actually sudo cp, and then the path of that executable. No, snaps. I'm just gonna copy it to this directory. All right, and then just go ahead and enter that in. All right, once you've entered that, then you've got nc, that's netcat. I'll go ahead and start up a Python 3-m server. And I'm already getting messy because I have this running still. And what I should have done was I should have opened this in here rather than having two terminals, but I'm getting kind of messy already. But it is what it is. This is our host, so now all we need to do is provide that, so 1411, and then to our host. All right, so PowerShell get TP 1411. Let's see, exe out file. Let's see, exe. Let's see, e command exe, and then we're going to connect same one. All right. And from this one, we can go ahead and open up a new tab. We'll name this one NC. So we're going to run netcat, and go ahead and start running it on that port. Okay, that looks good. Let me double check, make sure I don't have any typos. All right, looks good. So scroll up here. Okay, so that should run now. See if we get a connection back. Just keep that right there while we have this over here. Okay, I got this error. Essentially, it's saying that that E-E is hanging it up. It thinks it's an error and it's ambiguous. So I've got to revise the script and try running it again. All right, so what you do is you'll click here, and if you click here, you see it has an option to configure. So you go to test, configure, and then this is the test script that we had. I'm just gonna run a few changes here, see if they work. And then whichever one works. But I think this one might work. So this is same command that we ran before, shell, but this time it's going to run a second command, which is netcat, and then here we're specifically running the exe with the dot backslash. So hopefully that works. We'll see. I'm going to apply it, save it, and then build it. Back one here. Build now. Here we go. So now with the build now. Hopefully that works. Let's go to the screen, see if we get a connection back. All right, so it's saying it's unable to connect to the remote server. I forgot to put the port. It's a rookie move. So to see that, I went to console output and it showed me. So let me go back over here, test, configure. And I am a rookie, so there we go. This should be 8,000. That's the port I set up my Python server on. Save, apply, and we'll just build it. Oh, it worked. Oh, wow. Okay. Feel super hacker right now. Wow. Okay, it worked. So happy. All right. Now I'm gonna go, who am I? All right, I'm this thing. Go ahead and do ls or dir. We're in Windows. Come on in. All right, so start test directory. You go cd c/users/ slash, and looks like we're in the administrator. It says administrator there, so I'm kind of wondering if this person has admin privileges. I don't know. All I know is that they probably have a flag, so let's take a look at that first. We'll try to see into admin, see if we can get into the file, access denied. All right, so we'll try this user that we're apparently cd desktop. Dir. There's a user flag, so I can't type it out because I get in big trouble from Hack the Box. They'll kick my door down and copyright my video and send me to YouTube jail like they did in the past. All right, so here I'm gonna put in type.user.text, and I can't show you the rest because that's triple secret, top secret. But if you type that in, you'll get the flag, and then we'll go from there. So let me just pause this. All right, so once you do that, you get the flag. I press enter a bunch of times so we don't see that. But now let's go to the documents folder. So go back one, cd documents. Yeah, we got this file here. So we'll go ahead and retrieve the file. We'll host the file up by doing nc-lp, or actually, yeah, that should work. IRL, looks like no. 325. Ooh, okay, so we need to copy over the NC file to this location and then run it from here so that we can get this to work, or we can copy this file to the NC location. But I don't know where the NC location is. I probably should have documented that before. Or we can just pull NC again, wget. That's another option. So why don't we do that one? Sounds like a little easier. Don't forget the port this time. Otherwise, give that a second. All right, now I had to change my IP address. It was wrong, but now after I did that, it's here now. So if I type dir, we should see nc.exe. This allows me to run that exe from here to run and host the file up. Actually, oh yeah, of course we want to do this on a different port. Just don't want to do it on the same port. Jeeves KDBX. So if we do this, we're hosting up the file. Now we open up a new terminal, and this one's going to be called NC bind. All right, now we'll go ahead and bind this with the shell that's already open. Our host is right there, 1063. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the file name. File we're hosting. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Looks like I did it on the wrong one. Looks like it was the other way around. Oh, all right. Whoopsie. Whoops. So yeah, that kind of makes sense, I guess, right? So this is run from that box, and this is run from my box. So, ooh, all right. So let's take this. Dang it, we lost our shell. No worries. No worries. We will just run the building again. Another shell. No, no, no. Let me do a PW working directory. Ooh, doesn't realize that it's a command. That's odd. No worries then. It's just cd c/users / kosuka. How do you say that? Documents. All right, we're back in the game. Oh. Wait, is that the command? No, it's not the command. All right, so listen for data and then pipe it to a file. Run that here. And over here, this is where we run the command. Looks like something happened. CLS. And we have the file. We have the file. This is good. So now that we have the file, we'll do extract the file, extract the hash from the file. So key pass to John. Okay, that seemed to work. And let me make sure this is running. Yeah, this is running. Okay. Now John. Oh, shoot. Forgot that was a capital J. It's running. All right, we'll just give that a second to brute force. All right, so we have this KDBX file. This is a KeyPass file. I tried installing it on my Kali box and ran into quite a bit of issues. So rather than doing it that way, decided to install it on Windows. So let me show you what it looks like here. So once you install it on your Windows host, it's going to ask you, you can import the file, the KDB file. You can actually, what you do is you just copy this file to your Windows host, and then from your Windows host after you've downloaded KeyPass, which can be downloaded by accessing this site, KeyPass info downloads. Then you see one for Windows. You click here, takes you to some sketchy source forge site, but it will actually, it's actually going to work. So that's how they do it, and then run the executable, of course. But yeah, that's how you do it on Windows. You know, that's why that's the benefit of having two hosts, that you can always use your Windows as a backup in case, you know, Kali's kind of like not working well with you. Um, it's asking for the master password here, which we will enter. You can see that my scan is still running, still trying to crack that. It's a VM, so it's going to take a good minute, but eventually it will find the password. And when it does, just for sake of time, we'll go ahead and fast forward to what will be the password here. So let me go ahead and just find that. Sec. Here we go. Oh, forgot it's PDF format. Yep, here we go. So the password, once it's actually cracked, should be moonshine1. So I'll go ahead and enter that here. All right, now I'll let you guys see that. Moonshine1, just like that. Moonshine, the number one. Okay. So when you do that, should open the file, which it does. Okay. So, yep. All right. And then here we can see that the file has database, and we have the backup stuff. So the backup stuff, we want to see that. So we want to see that file. Copy the password. And we'll just have a notepad. And paste the password into Notepad. And that's the password. All right, great. So now that we have the password, what we can do next is try to authenticate with that password using a hash to hash technique. And we'll utilize a specific command that should allow us to gain access to the box. So let me go ahead and test it out, see if it works, and then we'll go ahead and circle it. All right, running this command here, right here, has allowed us to gain access to the box now. So backup stuff with KeyPass and TLM hash for the administrative user using the patch to hash technique, which we're doing with this command. It will immediately grant us access with the path win exe user specifying user information, password, and the box and how we want to open CMD. All right, now this is great. Who am I? We are the administrator. Let's go ahead and go to C/users/administrator/desktop, enter dir. And we can see that there is the flag, hm.text. I'm going to do type hm.text. Not going to fully execute that one because then show you the flag, but when you execute it, let me verify if in fact it gives you the flag or if you're going to go have to do a hunt. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a hunt because they didn't want to just give us the flag. They wanted us to look for it. That's completely fine. I'm gonna take a look and see if I can find it. Right, so seems like they're hiding the flag within a data stream. So if we do dir /R, capital R, you'll see that there is a data stream. That means you can hide data within the content of a flag or the path of a file or something of the sort. So what we want to do is dig in deeper, gather, and see that data stream. So we can run this get content path for the file and view the data stream. When we view the data stream using this file, using this command, you should be able to then see the flag. All right, so I'm going to run this command just to make sure it works, and then we'll end off there. Hooray, it worked. I cannot show you the flag because that is triple secret, top secret, SCI, polygraph required, flag, totally secret. Okay, so I can't show you that because Hack the Box does not like that. Anyhow, this is Jeeves. It is retired. It's a medium box. Of course, whenever they ask me how hard was it, I say it was as hard as possible, which this is the category for it, right? But I hope you enjoyed the video. Did the walkthrough, showed you exactly what commands to run because I accidentally showed it, but then I have to edit it out, so. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's take a look at our OSCP tracker here. So if you guys didn't know, I am studying for the OSCP. I am far from ready to go. Here's the boxes that we've completed. Or actually, sorry, these are the boxes we have not completed. And the ones in green are the ones I have completed. So this one knocks this one out. Now, when I was doing this box, did I actually do the walkthrough or did I attempt it? Some of these I just do the walkthrough because they're so hard. I don't even know where to start. And so the walkthrough just teaches me how to go through the motions. For Hack the Box, I noticed all of these are really hard so far. I haven't come across one that was kind of easy. Like they're all very difficult for me. With Proving Grounds, that was a different story. Proving Grounds, some of these I actually completed on my own, but a majority of them required some hints or I had some assistance halfway through it. So I got my initial access and then to get privilege escalation, I had to like utilize some of the walkthrough or kind of get some hints from there. But Proving Ground was much easier when it comes to actually completing them. So just letting you know, there's some of them here which are obviously the ones I have not completed that are supposedly really hard, and I'm gonna go through those. But Proving Ground Play, which is also a ground part Proving Ground, actually it's the same place. Some of those were actually hard too, and I was able to complete those. Phone Hub, haven't tried it yet, but this is what I need to do. I need to get through all of these. Along the way, if you have a CISSP or certification, CISSP, Hack the Box will send CPEs for each box you complete to, if you associate your CISSP with Hack the Box and you have a VIP account, they'll associate those CPEs with your account so that you can get some credit for actually doing these. You can look more into that, but I am going through the list. Hopefully I'll get through about 2 or 3 this weekend and hopefully get through all of these before my subscription is up so I can take the OSCP, and hopefully I pass it, but I'm far from ready. I tell you that. Like I did the course, and I still feel like I'm just far from ready. Maybe I should have done more stepping stones. We did the EJPT, cool, knocked it out, but maybe I should have done the ECPPT. I shouldn't like Hack the Box Academy version of the exam or something like that. Maybe that would have helped me a little bit more. Because I'm still going through the motions, but hey, that's fine. Going through the motions, that's fine. So that's the video. Go ahead and there. All right, hope you have a good one. Danny out.